Yes, it's me, Mike Stone, and this is the Backseat Driver Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Gas Shocks, home of the 116 Trophy and 120 Coupe Cup. Oddy Tyres, find the best tyres for your vehicle, supplying all the top brands to keep you covered in every season and every condition. Tarox Brakes, the art of slowing down, precision engineered in Italy for ultimate performance, and Specialised Automotive Services, specialists in high quality automotive maintenance and classic car restoration. You can find the details of all our proud sponsors for this episode in the show notes. A few weeks ago, I went to Supercar Sunday, which is a gathering near to where I live, of, as the name implies, supercars, Porsches, Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Maseratis. But there was one car there that truly took my eye, and when I announced it's the most interesting car there, most people looked stunned, mainly because they didn't know what the hell it was. Which is the reason I would like to introduce to the backseat driver, Robert Ballago, to talk about his Rochdale Olympic, his Alpines, his Triumph TR6, and anything else. By his own admission, if he sees an interesting car for sale, he buys it. It was something I suffered from till I realised I've no money and nowhere to put them. But Robert, welcome to the backseat driver.
Thank you very much, Mark. It's a pleasure to be here.
How did, of all your cars, the Rochdale Olympic come about? And also, what exactly is one? I know what one is, but a lot of people won't have a clue what a Rochdale Olympic is.
Well, right, OK, where do we begin? The Rochdale Olympic, it's quite a special car. Believe it or not, originating from Rochdale.
As its name implies. And no, they didn't hold the Olympics in Rochdale.
But it was named after the Olympics because of the Olympics of that year. It was the reason that they decided to give it that name. But the car, it's a small sports car. It's a 2+2. But the key thing about it, the main thing that really attracted me to Rochdale's for many, many years was that it's not got a separate chassis like old cars of the time had. It's not got a monocoque, as in a steel monocoque. Yeah. It's actually got plastic monocoque, a fibreglass monocoque.
Because just put it in, they were technically a kit car, weren't they?
Technically, yes. Only on the basis that they were to save purchase tax at the time. Yeah. But they were basically put together as a complete car. The engine and suspension was taken out of them, and then it was sold to the buyer to be taken to be then put back together again. Yeah. But they weren't allowed actually to sell to actually provide instructions. So going back to the origins of the car, it was only the second car of its type with a separate monocoque, and that's what makes it really special. Yeah, I wanted one for a long time. I think I first came aware of them probably in the late 70s, early 80s. Just never had the chance to buy one. Yeah. This one came along. It had been sat in a museum for probably about 5 or 6 years. Yeah. I didn't really know that much about it. I'd actually seen the car previously. I'd even seen it for sale many years ago, but things just weren't right at the time to get it. This time I thought, I really want this car. Luckily enough, I was the winning bid, and I've had the car for a year now.
It ended up in France at one point, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. You're really picking on the distant history of the car, and it goes back even further than that. But it was around about 2009. I'd actually seen it for sale on eBay, and I was busy with other things at the time. I saw this car that was absolutely dilapidated. It had been in a scrapyard for years. It had been in someone's back garden for even longer. How did
it land in France?
Well, it sold for the princely sum of about £750 back in 2009. Yeah, and the buyer in France took it over there with the intention of restoring it. The owner had actually seen the owner's wife had actually seen the car and said, "You're never going to do anything with that." Yeah. So it came up for sale again. The guy that actually restored it, he saw it. He'd had the Rochdale back in the 60s, and he wanted another one. subsequently, he ended up buying the car and restoring the car. So that was its time back in France.
Yeah.
But I think more interestingly is its time before that, because I've got the history of the car going back all the way back to 1962.
Yeah.
1962, young chap bought it. He was looking to be racing cars.
Yeah.
And he got an Olympic because it was light. Monocoque was absolute groundbreaking technology of the time. So he ended up getting the Rochdale, hotting the engine up quite a bit.
Yeah.
And he had it for probably about 5-6 years. He was in various races around all the UK racetracks at the time, likes of Alton Park, Snetterton, and the rest of them.
Yeah.
And then it started to be used as a road car.
Yeah.
So the road car, it was being used for even things like towing a boat. I've got a history of it, towing a boat.
The least likely car, really.
You would think so, but I've got photographs of it towing this boat. And then it starts to become quite an old car.
Yeah.
And as old cars get neglected. And by the 1970s, it needed one or two things going and doing, and it ended up in someone's back garden.
Yeah.
And with the intention of, one day I'm going to do it up again.
Yes.
So,
and it never happens. You only have to watch certain television programmes to realise, thought my cars to restore, and it never happens.
So 1970s eventually turned into the 1980s. Still, the car stood there. Unfortunately, the guy who owned it at the time, he passed away.
Yeah.
The car still stayed there for several years later. And anyway, lo and behold, eventually, poor guy passed away, and they ended up with the car being taken to a scrapyard.
Yeah.
Of course, with it being a fibreglass monocoque, it's not got that much steel in it.
No.
With it being 1960s mechanicals, by the 1980s, there were not many people wanting spares off something like that.
No.
So it just stood there.
Yeah.
Until scrapyard closed down. There was legislation changing where scrapyards were having to clean up their act, and they needed to get hard surfaces. This was taking up space.
Yeah.
That's when it got onto eBay.
Yeah.
Consequently, went to France, came back again, and the gentleman that actually bought it, a gentleman called John Plant, and he did an excellent job of restoring it.
Yeah.
Probably spent about 2 or 3 years, doing things like getting the bodywork back into the condition that you saw it the other week. Mechanicals, he didn't have to do much to it at all.
I mean, what engine's in it?
It's actually the original engine is the engine. It's the B series engine, which you get in lots of British cars, from the MGB through to even Morris Marinas have had them.
Yeah.
But it's originally the Riley 1.5 from the 1960s.
Yeah.
And you'll still see Riley 1.5s. At classic car shows, and Rochdale owners, you'll often say, "Oh, there's a donor car." So, but it's a fairly basic fairly basic mechanically, but easy to maintain. It's easy to run.
Yeah, I mean, they had a variety of engines put in them, didn't they? Because I mean, you could, to a degree, providing it went in the all.
Yeah.
You could put what you wanted in.
Absolutely, and this was the beauty of cars like that. Basically, if it fit, then you could then you could use it. If it didn't, you'd make it fit. So it was fairly straightforward. And you do see them with Mazda MX-5 engines these days, and and things that are even more exotic. But the thing is, because the car's so light, it doesn't need a lot of power to get it around really fast.
Yeah.
So
I mean, what's it like to drive? Because, I mean, not being funny, you're like me, you're no slimline, and they are only a tiny car. Well,
yeah, that's interesting that you mentioned that. It really, the seats really hug you.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons that I wanted one, because I was getting worried that I'm getting to the stage where I might struggle getting in and out of cars like this.
Yeah.
So I better get one sooner rather than later. It's easier to get in and out of than a lot of modern cars.
Yeah.
On that basis, it's nice to be able to get in and out easily.
Yeah.
Driving it, it's just like travelling back in time.
What suspension do they have?
Oh, the suspension, front suspension, torsion bar, same as on a MGB, same as on Morris Minor. It's a really simple suspension system.
Yeah.
At the back, it's just a live axle.
Yeah.
But because the car's so light, it handles extremely well.
Yeah.
And the ride's very nice as well.
Yeah.
So,
it's like you said, a lot of people who own them would have raced them, wouldn't they? So, I conclude the Rochdale as a whole, because, were there other cars besides Rochdale Olympics? Were there other models in the Rochdale range?
Yeah, the first one was the Rochdale GT, or the first common one was the Rochdale GT, and great looking car from the 1950s, but it's got a conventional chassis.
Yeah.
Rochdale, unfortunately, as a car manufacturer, they disappeared very, very quickly because of a fire in the factory.
Because the story was, if memory serves, because they're basically a fibreglass car, and health and safety wasn't what it was back then. The guys preparing the moulds to produce the bodies used to have to go outside on a frequent basis to get blasts of fresh air, didn't they?
Absolutely,
they used to keel over with the fumes.
Absolutely, yeah. Polyester resin's not the nicest thing to be working with.
I suppose the benefit is they don't go rusty, do they?
They don't, but a lot of them do get off the road, find themselves off the road, because the front there's a tiny bit of metal at the front, which basically holds the engine in place. It's like a front subframe, and that does go rusty. But the owners' club supplies replacements, not very expensive to replace, but they are a bit tricky because it's actually bonded into the bodywork.
Yeah, and I conclude, if they're damaged, if the body's damaged, it will repair reasonably easy, won't it?
Again, this is the beauty of fibreglass, and again, through the owners' club, all parts are available. Basically, if you have a front end smash and you've got a broken wing, you just cut the wing off and you bond in a new one.
A new section.
Yeah.
Can you get parts for?
So absolutely, all the body parts are available through the owners' club. As far as mechanical parts are concerned, it's all everyday parts, and even things like the lights and windscreens, all readily available. So it's relatively an easy classic car to run. Yeah.
And it's like you just said earlier, I suppose if the engine goes bang, you can either buy a gold seal, because you can buy all the original engines for MGs and things like that. You can have a rush of blood and shove a Mazda in it.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. We had a recent meeting at St Catherine's Hospice. There's a regular meeting there every month, second Sunday of every month, and another Rochdale came along there. And that's actually just fresh out of restoration. And that's got the same engine as mine, but it's got a 5-speed gearbox, and he's been using that as a regular car going up and down the motorway. Gets 50 to the gallon out of it, keeps up with modern traffic. What more do you want?
You say more than that. Are the drum brakes all round? Can you upgrade them to discs or whatever?
Well, this was one of the things that really appealed to me about mine, is that mine's absolutely standard as it was in the 1960s. That means drum brakes all around, dynamo rather than an alternator.
All right.
A lot of people have actually upgraded them over the years because they are nicest to drive with disc brakes. They are nicest to drive with the reliability of an alternator and stuff like that.
Because with dynamos, you can't really got to start fitting spotlights and everything.
Yeah, exactly.
They won't work.
Exactly. But what's nice is just to open the bonnet, and it just looks like it would have done in the early 1960s.
Yeah.
And I've got to be honest that this is the first car I've ever had with drum brakes all around.
Yeah.
And it takes a bit getting used to, but it surprises people how quickly it pulls the car up.
There's no weight to it, even with drums. You only need to put, shall we say, better friction surfaces on the shoes.
Yeah,
and they will stop quite well, won't they?
Well, believe it or not, the previous restorer, John Plant, he actually reused the original brake linings, and it's still got the original brake linings in now. And it does stop it well. Does stop it well.
Do you use it much?
Probably
given your somewhat extensive collection of cars. They're all vying for a day out, aren't they?
That's it. That's exactly it. I'm happy if I get to work on each one every weekend. So, but yeah, I get it out at weekends. If it's a nice day, I'll take it out. It's one of those cars that it's no effort to use, so it's just a real pleasure to drive.
Yeah,
and it's a real wind down toy as well.
Yeah,
because you just sit in it and all your troubles just disappear. It's just literally like you just feel like you're going into the film set of a 1960s drama when you get inside it.
And I mean, it's like I said, much of the annoyance of a lot. Good God, somebody's actually brought an interesting car to this event. And I think the thing is, most people haven't a clue what it was.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. That's
so, do you get that a lot? What is it?
Sometimes people say, "Is that some kind of Porsche?"
Yeah.
In fact, the day that I picked it up, and I hadn't paid a huge amount of money for it at all. It was on the back of the trailer, and I was towing it back. Pulled into a petrol station, went to pay for my fuel. And there was a young couple, and the guy said to the lady, "Oh, see that there? That's a very expensive Porsche." Well, it looks very similar to lots of cars, but nobody knows really what it is.
Yeah, I mean, what was it drivable when you bought it, or had you got work to do to it?
Well, bear in mind, it'd been sat in the museum for 5 years.
In England?
In England, down in Devon. And it hadn't been used, so there was nothing intrinsically wrong with it.
Yeah.
It just needed the recommissioning of a car that had been sat in the museum.
Yeah.
So my policy on these things is drive it and see what needs doing.
Yeah.
So it was things like it was drivable within an hour of me getting it home.
Yeah.
So it was starting and running, not stopping so well because the brake fluid was fairly old, but changed the brake fluid, needed a couple of brake cylinders on it, and it was more or less as you saw it the other day.
Yeah. So it's just something you enjoy having. I mean, I know you've got a few cars here and there. Is it one you keep at home?
It is, yeah. It is. At this moment in time, it is, yeah.
Yeah.
So
now, one of your other passions, and given the Rochdale Olympic is fibreglass, you are quite fond of another car, or another make of car, that became famous because it was a fibreglass body fitted to a Renault 4 saloon car. You're into your Alpines, aren't you?
Ah, right, yes, yeah.
I mean, was there any correlation? Did you see any similarity between the Rochdales and Jean Radley's creation?
I don't think that's what drew me to Alpines. I think originally I saw... as a child, we regularly used to holiday in Europe, and I regularly used to see Alpines always on the outside lane of the motorway, flashing past us as we'd be there in our Ford Cortina or Chrysler 2 litre or whatever it was in the day. So they always seemed like really exotic cars.
Yeah.
And by the time it came to the 1980s, Alpine had brought out the GTA.
Yeah.
Phenomenal looking coupe car at the time. I just loved the look of it, loved the idea of it being a French 911.
Yeah.
And that's really what appealed to me.
Yeah.
I think one of my other cars, which probably has more similarity in concept to the Rochdale, is actually my wooden chassis Marcoses.
Just put it in. You like unusual cars, don't you?
Oh, definitely. I think that's something that I've always been known for.
Yeah. Because I mean, like the Marcos, you found yours in Canada.
Yeah.
The 1800, but you had a 3 litre as well, didn't you?
I did, yeah. And I didn't intend to buy a Marcos the day that I bought my first Marcos.
Yeah.
I actually wanted a Ginetta. A Ginetta G21.
Yeah.
And I went to see this G21. It was down in Birmingham, and it was beautiful red bodywork. The owner had put Ferrari badges on it, and
There's somebody near to me has Ferrari badges on a Rover 820, which looks even more infeasible.
And as much as I love the G21, I just couldn't bring myself to buy a car that had been modified that way.
Yeah.
And I'd gone all the way down to Birmingham from Darwin back in the day, and I thought, I do want another car. What else is there for sale in Practical Classics?
Yeah.
Birmingham down to Worcestershire, it's not so far. There was a Marcos there. So drove down to Worcestershire, rang the guy up. You see Marcos still for sale? Yeah, it's still for sale. I said, well, I'm down in Birmingham at the moment. Can I see it this afternoon?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can. Went down to see it and fell in love with it.
Yeah.
And that began my Marcos journey.
Now, that was a 3 litre.
That was a 3 litre, yeah, with the Essex V6.
So what made you want to downsize engine-wise?
Right.
The 3 litres were quite at times a bit of a flamboyant car, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I think with Marcoses, as they progressed through the life of the car up until they went bust in the early 1970s,
yeah,
they just seemed to be taking cost out of the car all the time. They kept on trying to make it lower cost but more appealing to the market.
Yeah, because they were a bit of an E-type-ish car, weren't they?
Yeah, they were, yeah.
Style car.
Yeah.
And just the one thing I remember is to adjust everything to the driver. The driver didn't move, you turned knobs, which meant the steering column came out towards you and the pedal box came out towards you. So you stayed put and everything else adjusted to
fit you. Exactly,
you didn't move to it, it all moved to you.
Exactly, yeah. You had the little knob on the right-hand side and that would be what would adjust it. So, yeah. One of the many little details on cars like this that's quite intriguing.
So, have you still got the 3 litre?
I have still got the 3 litre, yeah. Not that 3 litre, though.
All right, another one.
So, my original 3 litre, I was actually losing my storage, and they're not cars that you want to keep outside.
No.
And I foolishly decided to sell it.
Yeah.
And that, a bit like the Rochdale, ended up in France.
Yeah.
It was a retired airline pilot that decided to buy it. He's still got it to this day. We still keep in touch with each other. And he regularly takes it out and he still enjoys the car. He's now in his 70s and he still enjoys driving it.
So the 1800, what's the story on the 1800, Michael?
Oh, right, well, yeah, with the 1800... The 1800 model has always been the most sought-after model, mainly because it's light. The 1800 engine is quite torquey, but the main thing is it is approved for racing. It's FIA approved for racing.
Weren't all the Marcos? Because, there was the Mantua, which was the Le Mans. I think that was the Le Mans car.
That's much, much later.
Yeah.
And it's a steel chassis car. And that doesn't really interest me.
Yeah.
It's the interesting chassis that interest me.
Yeah.
Hence the Rochdale with the monocoque, with the fiberglass monocoque.
Yeah.
The wooden chassis on the Marcos is just wonderful to see.
Yeah.
When you've got wood joining the front and back wheels together and it works as a racing car. That's incredible.
And I conclude you'll get a lot of flex and things like that, which will all add to the feedback from the car, won't it?
You'd be surprised how stiff it is. You really would be surprised how stiff it is.
Is it like the Morgans? Is it cash?
No. It's very, very different. With the Morgan, that's still conventional.
That's a frame on a steel chassis, but it's still a lot of the car's fabrication is based on wood, which is ash in the Morgan's case. Yeah,
with the Marcos, it's actually marine ply.
All right.
It's just bonded together marine ply.
Yeah.
It's made up of many hundreds of pieces, and that's one of the reasons they stopped making them, and they moved from wood to steel, because it was just so labour intensive to make it in wood.
Yeah.
But it is really, really surprisingly stiff. You can jack one corner of the car up and the other side goes up. It is it is that stiff. You don't notice any flexibility in it at all. And
in the 1800, it was the Volvo engine out of the P1800. For those not quite sure, go and watch an edition of the Roger Moore Saint, because Roger Moore as Simon Template drove a Volvo P1800. So that engine, I mean, it was a very torquey engine, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah. And I've also had an 1800 ES as well, by the way, Volvo 1800 ES.
Yeah, that's the estate. Yeah, that's like the upmarket version.
Oh, that was, again, that was a car that I saw in my childhood.
Yeah.
And there was one parked outside a pub near Mum and Dad's house, and I was always saying to my dad, "Oh, Dad, you want to get a Volvo 1800 ES?" He never did.
Yeah.
So eventually I did.
So you've had one of them at all?
I have, yeah.
And we still got it?
So no. Unfortunately, I actually sold that to a member of the Malaysian royal family.
Oh, like you do.
It sounded like an absolute scam, but I'd had the car for a few years, and unfortunately, as you do when you've had a car for a while, you get used to it.
Yeah.
And I decided, right, I've got so many cars, decided to sell it. Got a phone call one day. And the car had been for sale in one of the classic car magazines. And the guy was asking about the car. He said, "I'm not actually asking about it for myself. It's actually a member of the Malaysian royal family that is interested in buying it." I thought, this sounds like a scam.
Yeah, go on, pull the other one.
So I end up thinking, well, I'll just go with this and see where it goes. I mean, the car's not going anywhere until I get paid for it. Anyway, sure enough, this prince contacts me, and he wants more details of the car, which I send through to them, and he said, "Yes, I want to buy the car."
Yeah. I conclude being a royal, it'd be in good nick. He won't want some restoration project. It was,
I mean, it was in excellent condition, and apparently the import duties into Malaysia were very, very high, which he, even though he was royalty, he still had to pay.
Yeah.
So he wanted one that was the cost of the car was significantly less than the import duties on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he decided he wanted to buy it sight unseen. And I thought, okay, I still didn't believe he was some member of the royal family. Although everything that I'd Googled about him all seemed to stack up. Next thing is, the money hits my account.
Yeah.
Nobody contacts me to collect the car.
Yeah.
I have the car for about another month before the transport company contact me to say, "Oh, we're working on behalf of this particular royal family member. And we'd like to come and collect the car now." I thought, "Oh, right, okay. Well, I've got the money. I've had the money for a month. This cannot be a scam."
Yeah.
Anyway, sure enough, collect the car. The transport company come and collect, and they say, "Oh, yeah, he's he loves British right-hand drive cars, and if you ever get anything interesting again, please let us know. He will probably want to add it to his collection."
Yeah.
So
you mentally ran through the list of everything and thought, "Here, hang on, there's a load of them he can have."
No, definitely not. So I think every car like that I've sold, I've always grown to regret. So now I'm keeping them.
That's the problem. You learn you regret. I mean, I think back to the cars I've owned. Certain ones you were delighted to be rid of, or you were surprised that you actually managed to sell it for not a bad price. And then you realise, I should have kept that. It's worth 10 times what I paid for it.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not just the monetary value, it's just how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
You mentioned my TR6.
Yeah, you're the only man I know who had a TR6 laid up for 10 years because it needed a new exhaust and then decided you'd go to Spain in it.
Yeah, that was actually my GT6.
All right.
But my TR6 was a different story. With the TR6, it was that I'd seen classic car prices going up, and I thought, I never have enough classic cars.
Yeah.
And there's a friend of mine who always wanted a TR6.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, if I get a TR6, he can borrow it.
Yeah.
It'll fulfil his lifetime's dreams.
Yeah.
So started looking for TR6s. Went to see a few. Most of them weren't particularly good. This particular one, it was quite unusual because it was the purple colour that you see Triumphs in.
Yeah.
And anyway, bought the car. Decided to do the Club Triumph Round Britain Rally in it, which is going around the UK. It's about 2,500 mile journey that you do in one weekend.
Yeah.
And it did it without any trouble at all. It was quite an enjoyable trip.
Yeah.
But Same as with the Volvo. I'd had that for a few years, got used to it, sold it, and now I think, I wish I still had it.
Yeah. What about the Triumph GT6 that was laid up and you suddenly decided we'll go to Spain in that?
Right, yeah. The GT6 was, that was actually the first car that I ever bought. I was actually 15 at the time, and my dad didn't even know I was buying it. But I'd seen a copy of Thoroughbred and Classic Cars.
Now there's a blast from the past. I used to read that. At one point, I actually used to write for that magazine.
And it had on the front cover that particular one, there was a saffron yellow GT6 and the metallic blue Morgan Plus 8.
Yeah.
And I thought, I can't afford the Plus 8, but GT6s, they're not very expensive.
Yeah.
So anyway, I bought the best example that I could for about 400 quid. And it was actually okay.
Back then, 400 quid wasn't a bad amount of money, was it?
It was quite a bit of my pocket money at 15, though.
Yeah.
So anyway, I had the car, and as soon as I could start driving, that was my car.
Yeah.
But things come along, looking to buy a house and things like that, and needing a car that's more practical for everyday use.
Yeah.
The exhaust goes on it. So at the time, the neighbours next door to where my mum and dad lived, they had garages, and I thought, I'll just stick it in there for a couple of months till I get enough money together to be able to get an exhaust.
Yeah.
A few months turned into a few years. Then it turned into over 10 years, and the garages then needed to be vacated.
They occasionally ring you up and say, do you know you've got a car party?
They did do that, yeah.
Are you going to do something weed?
Anyway, took the car out, and it needed really, really very little work. Oh, and by this time it was free road tax for classic cars as well. So there was another incentive, and I was really surprised how good it still was.
Yeah,
it kept dry, and it needed a new battery, and not much more else than that. And we started using it at weekends, do longer and longer trips, going to places like Scarborough for a day out in it. And then they had the bright idea, why don't we go to Spain in it? And as I say, it was absolutely fantastic trip.
Yeah.
And everybody loves it. And that's the best thing about classic cars, Mark, that when you're driving a classic car, everybody likes classic cars.
Yeah.
So it's...
Well, they tend to they remind them of their childhood. And it's like somebody said, it's a bit rose-tinted spectacles. Everybody remembers the good times. You don't remember us years and years ago. It were probably just as bleeding miserable as it is now. Maybe not as bad, but they remember and remind them of their childhood and their next-door neighbour's car, their dad's car, all sorts of things, don't they? I mean, they don't remember the fact that back then cars probably weren't as reliable as they are today.
Yeah, I think we do take that very much for granted, don't we?
So, I mean, what else have you got tucked away? Because, I mean, we'll return to the Alpines. You had a few of them, didn't you?
I did, yeah, I did. I started with a red GTA V6 Turbo.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake of buying a really low-mileage one. Yeah. And the problem with low-mileage cars like this is that
all the seals on the Aussies ball.
Absolutely,
so
absolutely.
You should start using it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'd had that for probably about 2 years, and I got tired of repairing it. Yeah. So I sold it. Then I'd gone about 2 years without an Alpine.
The trouble is the next owner gets a car where everything's been fettled.
Yeah, exactly. So after about 2 years, I'd forgotten how painful it was to own the Alpine. Yeah. And I saw another one for sale, so I bought that.
Same model or different?
Same model, GTA V6 Turbo. So, was
that better?
No, not really, no. But I really enjoyed it. And then, anyway, for whatever reason, again, you get tired of these things. Yeah. Sold it. Forgot how much I'd missed it. Yeah. And then, but always fancied an A610. A610s were even more rare than GTAs, and an A610 came up for sale. So I had that. Yeah. I only needed that for a short period of time because I actually got it because I needed a 4-seater car.
Yeah.
Now, you wouldn't think that's not the first car that most people would think of when you need a 4-seater
really
car. But that time came and passed, so I ended up selling it. Well, then your eyes keep on looking in the classified ads.
Yeah.
And another one came up for sale. This one was unbelievably cheap.
Yeah.
I was actually in Poland at the time when I saw it, in Auto Trader in the UK.
Yeah.
And I rang the garage up that was selling it at a really, really cheap price. And they said that, well, we don't really know what it is. And it's come from a deceased estate.
Yeah.
So we think it's worth about $5,000.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll buy it straight away. I paid for it on my credit card because I knew it was going to go very, very quickly.
Yeah.
And I went along. I couldn't believe what a fantastic car it was.
Yeah.
It was worth 3 times that amount, and that was when they weren't worth a huge amount.
Yeah.
Anyway, ran that car for a few years. Then decided I wanted to change it for something else. I think I went to an BMW Z4M Coupe then, which was very, very different. And then, of course, you remember what a great car it was. Another one came along, and that's my latest A610. I've had that now for about 12 years now.
Right. No, you're not looking to sell that.
I'm not looking to sell it. If anything, now I'm just looking to add to my cars now.
I mean, the one thing you can say is you look at the Rochdale Olympic, and inside they are incredibly minimalistic. You don't get a lot in them. But I mean, it's tangible proof. You don't need a lot of stuff inside a car for it to be a fully functioning, enjoyable car.
Absolutely.
Then you look at your Alpines, and the one thing about the Alpines, they were staggeringly stylish inside, weren't they?
Absolutely, yeah.
And very, very comfortable. But the one thing is the front seats were always unusual, weren't they?
Yeah. The styling of the front seats. It's it's almost it's almost cubist in the way that they've in the shape of them.
Yeah.
I think it was in the Matra. Where I first saw radios being stacked vertically rather than in a conventional horizontal way.
Yeah.
The French interiors are all very, very unusual.
Yeah. What else are you looking for?
I think the next car is going to be an Alpine A110.
New one.
A new one, yeah, because I think that they look absolutely stunning. I think the engineering in them is amazing. Yeah. And everybody tells me they're absolutely fabulous to drive.
They are, I must say that, because I am too old at the moment. But I mean, the one thing about the new Alpine A110 is, of all the what you would call recreations, I mean, the worst one, in my opinion, is BMW's Mini. Would somebody like to tell BMW what the word Mini actually means? But you have your little Fiat 500, which is invariably much bigger than the original Fiat 500. But the new Alpine A110, it is slightly bigger than the original. And having spoken to certain people, like Mike Broad, who drove them, Bernard Doynish, who gave the original its first 2 WRC titles when that series was brought out, the modern one is better built. But they still, apart from the back end, they still retain the looks of the original and everything else. And I think that's the great thing about the modern Alpine A110.
Absolutely.
So that's likely to be the next thing. I
think that's probably the thing that really attracts me.
Yeah,
I've got to say that most modern cars, they're really appliances. The A110 isn't. There's a purpose for that car other than just taking you from A to B.
If there is, I'd like to work it out, because actually when you own one, you soon realise that given the minimalist luggage, they don't serve a phenomenal purpose apart to put a huge smile on your face.
That's exactly it, and I think that's what appeals. What appeals. And you say about the lack of luggage space.
Yeah.
The same's true with the old Alpine GTA and with the A610 as well.
Yeah.
Very, very little luggage space.
Yeah. I don't think the Rochdale has much at all, really, does it?
More than you'd expect,
Yeah.
because it's got this incredibly simple seat arrangement,
Yeah.
where you can actually, if you want more luggage space, you just take the passenger seat out. You can load
What do you mean
luggage
you
there.
can go away without having to take anybody with you? Now
Absolutely.
that sounds marvellous. If somebody wants to look at the Rochdale, where does it appear at?
I regularly go to the St Catherine's Classic Car Breakfast Meet.
Yeah.
That's the second Sunday of
Where is that
second Sunday.
exactly?
That's at Bamber Bridge.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the M65. And it's a really popular meeting.
Yeah.
Lots of friendly people there. So that's a regular visit. And I'm generally taking it to more and more classic car events around the Northwest. I also occasionally go out to the event that's held at the Commercial Vehicle Museum over in Leyland.
Yeah.
And again, that's a regular haunt. Yeah.
Robert Ballago, it's been an absolute pleasure chatting to you, to a man with so many cars, but so many interesting cars, because you're like me, you find most modern cars, it's like you said, it's an appliance. It might as well have fridge or freezer stamped on it, and they've no character of modern cars. But once again, Robert Ballago, it's been a pleasure chatting to you, and thanks very much for joining me on The Backseat Driver.
Thank you very much, Mark. It's been a pleasure too.